Hey everybody!
Good job, Cyrus.
Well, I was about to introduce myself. I'm Cyrus.
I'm Picky Gamer.
I'm Eugene Stevens.
And this is Epically Geeky Gaming, and we just want to talk about the upcoming E3 that is starting in, like, what, a week? Like a week away?
The 10th of June.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ideas about what we're going to see. I mean, we know some stuff, but then there's a lot of theories about other things. What's big on everybody's mind is obviously Microsoft. They're going to be showing off the Scorpio, and they're going to be giving us some hard details. What all do you think we're going to learn, and what do you think we're not going to learn about the Scorpio?
Has the price been announced yet?
No.
Nothing other than the specs. The specs has been announced. It's a
okay. Well, then surely they have to say what the price is going to be. Like,
well,
because if they don't, I think at this point people are just going to stop listening.
There's a danger in listing the price, and the danger is that one full day later, like it's 2 days later. 2 days later, Sony has their press conference or whatever, their presentation. And the last time this shit happened, but where, at an E3 where Microsoft was showing off a console, Microsoft went first and announced their price and all their specs, and then Sony changed their specs and announced theirs later and lowered their price and announced a lower price. Mm-hmm. So the danger is whatever price Microsoft gives for the Scorpio could be a real problem if Sony is to announce a discount for the PS4 and the PS4 Pro 2 days later.
But then they run the risk if they don't say enough information. Like, all right, because I mean, this thing's supposed to come out Christmas or holiday season, however you want to say it, and you leave E3 without any hard data on that, you're really pushing it.
I agree though, Eugene. I think they have to give the price.
Okay, I have no interest in buying one. Absolutely no interest in buying one. That being said, I wouldn't even consider it unless I knew what the price is. Like, it's like, to me, like you said, they've already given the specs, so we already know what the specs are going to be. Everyone at this point is waiting for that one answer. How much is the thing going to be? How much is it going to be? And if they don't answer that question, people are going to stop listening. Okay, yeah, and the release date. People are going to stop listening.
It's just like, I think this is like 2013. They're going to have to show this thing off. We already know it's like 12 gigs of memory, 6 teraflops of power. The CPUs are pretty much the same and all this good stuff and blah, blah, blah. But if they come out and say a good price, they could just immediately open up pre-orders and, it's the hype of it, E3. And they've got to do that. So I think they're going to show it all. They're going to show the system. Oh, you bastard. And they got to show everything. And if Sony comes up and trumps them again, well, or they could just say, we'll tell you the price at the end of the show. That could be something they did.
Well, speaking of a release date, we know that it's going to be later than October because there was some information that came out, I think it was yesterday, about the software, as far as like software developers, some of the stuff, I don't know exactly what it was, whether it was the SDK stuff, or I'm not really sure, but some of it has been locked until October the 14th, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just giving you a gist of what I heard. I can't remember the exact details of it, but part of the software environment of the Scorpio is locked. It's not going to be available to the public in any form till at least October 14th. So we know that whatever release date the Scorpio has is going to be past that. Because there had been some speculation, people saying, well, it could drop in August and all this kind of stuff, and
no,
that's definitely not going to be happening. So, I don't know. I don't know when we're going to see Scorpio. How much do you think it's going to be? What do you think the price will be?
$500. I mean, even Eurogamer was talking on the IGN article. They And they went to Microsoft. They talked to Microsoft. And even it says, if you go back and look at the IGN article, they say at the bottom of 500 is kind of being talked about. I'm like, wow. If not very close, 449 to 499 easily.
Do you think there's a possibility they'll reduce the price to the Xbox One S?
Well, yeah, it's going to be an obsolete system. Well, not obsolete. For the Microsoft environment, they're half the sales of Sony. They may even turn around. I can see them possibly. They might could do something crazy and come out with $399 and just discontinue the One and the One S. That would be nuts.
Wow,
that would be insane.
Well, but wouldn't that be pulling a Sega? Like, wouldn't that you know what I'm saying? With the what was it before the Dreamcast? The you know what I'm talking about? Saturn, yeah. Because they basically just screwed everyone who got a Saturn.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I was going to talk about, I'm going to make my own video about this, but I like to go through theories. I could see Sony doing this if they decide to say, "Oh God, there."
Yeah.
Holy crap! Here comes Sony. They're pissed off. If Sony decided to say, they got 60 million units. They're not selling the Pro very well. What if they come out and just say, you know what? We're lowering the Pro down to around $300, and we're going to discontinue the PS4. And it's not going to hurt anybody because all the games work across them. And they just immediately, maybe they even beef it up a little bit or something. And if they did that, Microsoft would be sitting there going, "What are you doing?" Sony is the wild card here.
Yeah, I really don't know, man. To me, I don't see Sony. I think honestly, yeah, we've heard rumors about this portable PlayStation that they're talking about.
That's just horse shit, I think.
Probably so. I actually think Sony doesn't have to do much. Like, if I'm Sony, I don't even really need to do anything except maybe reduce the price of the Pro. Maybe.
They should reduce the price of the PS4 to $199. That would be killer. That would actually just slaughter Microsoft sales. And then say $349 or something for the Pro. Or even $299 for God's sake. They would just be like, Scorpio who?
Yeah, but I don't know that they even need to bother,
At this point, it's just what? They really just need to announce software.
And they got it. That's the thing about it. They have the software.
Microsoft needs to fucking announce software.
Y'all ready to run this?
Yeah.
Ready. So what about Nintendo?
Turn off the alarm.
What about Nintendo? Well, I think we're going to see some really good games. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of Odyssey, Mario, I think it's very possible they could have a couple of surprises up their sleeve with some games. But again, Nintendo's doing so well that they don't really have to do much. We need to see certain things, right? Like we talked about.
Third-party software, I would say.
Well, I think more important than that, Nintendo needs to show us what their system fully is. We kind of talked about this on our show Sunday. We need to see Virtual Console, and we need to see their internet. We need to see this, this internet thing, their online stuff. It's time. It's probably overdue. And if they're going to get third parties on board, third parties need to know, okay, you want us to put our awesome, multiplayer game on your Switch? Well, what is your multiplayer?
Exactly. Well, they also was talking about, it's been rumored, I just did a video on it, that Nintendo's wanting to produce and get 18 million Switches out by next March. And that's kind of nuts. And I think they could do it because everybody wants one. You told me this, Cyrus. The demand is 10% higher at GameStop than the Wii. The Wii, that thing sold like a ridiculous amount.
Yep.
Through this bus station. Adrenaline shot here.
The Switch is doing phenomenal. There's only one thing that's really concerning to me at the moment, and that's this news that came out today about Apple apparently making it difficult on Nintendo because they're competing with Nintendo for parts.
I wonder what parts, because I know it's not NVIDIA.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably the screens or whatever materials are needed for...
I bet it's chipsets. I bet it's like Bluetooth
Probably.
chipsets.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. They talked... There was the RAM chips.
Oh, the RAM. Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing. You know, and everybody, as soon as you start mentioning, like, a problem as far as Nintendo supplies, everybody with their conspiracy hats on starts talking about artificial demand. It's not real. It's just Nintendo with their typical bullshit.
I understand the mentality of not wanting to overproduce, but it's in such high demand right now. They're technically losing sales, so I don't
I mean,
see
you're
that
losing
being
your
a thing.
sale. You want one, Eugene, and
Exactly.
you might get one if it all lines up. You know, if the budget hits right and everything else. But
Exactly, but if I can't
one.
find one, it's like, well, maybe I'll move on to something else.
Yeah, right. Move on to what?
Buy-
Well, no, not another console. I'm talking about like move on to like, well, I can't get one right now. Maybe I should like buy something else, like something else I've been looking at getting.
Or if you really wanted a game, PS4 is cheap and it's got a lot of exclusives. I mean, some people might look at that and say, yeah, I'll buy that. If they don't have the shit tons of Switches out by Christmas, they're idiots.
Surely
Unless they
will.
just simply can't get it done. In which case they need to work with their suppliers and be like, hey, if you can't meet this supply, we've got to go with someone else.
Well, you know that poor NES Mini just taxed them no end. They couldn't make enough.
What a night! What a bunch of bullshit. I mean, Nintendo, man, they don't do things like anybody else. That's for sure.
I never seen a company that can do so great and in the same breath fuck up so well with the two different systems. Even though really the NES Classic, not really a system, it's like a little one-off product, but it's something everybody wanted, and they botched it so badly. And then here's the Switch, and it's just running like gangbusters. I'm like, how do are y'all bipolar or something? I don't get it.
I think Eugene's gonna get a Switch pretty soon. There's only so long you can hold out,
Here's the thing. So I went over to my brother's house and he's playing it and he's showing me this shit that he's done on Zelda, and he still hasn't even gotten like Mario Kart. Like he's still just playing Zelda, which I completely understand. And he's showing me all this stuff and I'm just like, man, my summer break's about to start. There's a lot of things I want to get done, but I'm just like, man, I could be playing that. And then, I'm like, okay, kind of cool down a little bit. And then literally his son grabs it and sits down next to me on the couch and starts playing it. And I'm like, I completely forgot. I was like, oh, fuck. I completely forgot that you can just take this system anywhere. And I was just like, man, I could take it to work and just,
You sure could, couldn't you? The whole time you're sitting up there.
Well, my job, they've, screwed up my job so much, like, there'll be weeks that I'll be sitting there and have nothing to do. So, it's... But, I could actually sit in the living room next to my wife and play video games while she's watching TV, and, it's still kind of time together, and I'm doing something I want to do, she's doing something she wants to do, and it's not like I'm playing like a stripped down version. It's the actual legitimate game. So
Where are we supposed to go?
Even if I think we go in here, we'll go up.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, also, I mean, this system has got in the palm of your hand. It's online and everything. Oh shit! I just shot a witch. Oh shit! Wow, she went after me and we killed her anyway. Oh.
I know, right? That was a first as well. Oh shit!
They're going after you this time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Reloading. Reloading. Look out now. I'm reloading.
Yeah, what if,
So
let me just finish this up real quick by adding this. As far as E3 goes, since we're all Nintendo people here, what surprise would you be most excited about? Like, just if you could just have some crazy surprise, realistic or not, from Nintendo, what would you like to see?
There's two things I'd like to say, and it would be either Star Fox or Metroid.
Yeah.
Those would be the two things.
Star Fox is absolutely doable. All they'd have to do is make a few changes to the Wii U one and put it out.
Yeah, that's not a new one. A brand new Zelda on a Switch system, completely portable, and all that good stuff. Wow, that'd be amazing. They would basically just about steal the show.
Zelda?
With the new Metroid? Yeah.
Oh, Metroid. Okay. I was wondering why you said Zelda. I was like...
I didn't mean to say Zelda. I meant a new Metroid. I think Zelda's on the brain. A brand new Metroid like that, that's just... you can just take anywhere, and it's just, a huge, super big... It's not that little crappy one that we got on the 3DS. Everybody was pissed off about that little Federation Force crap.
Yeah.
Then they would sell... I mean... the next one, even though I'm not into it, I would love to see them just yell Pokemon. That would just...
Oh my god, yes, that would blow everybody away. That's
you know
would
what? That's
the answer right there.
Pokemon.
You would hear Microsoft and Sony shit brick.
Yeah. That was the answer right there.
Let's just shoot all the things. Oh god.
Honestly,
Why not?
I wouldn't even be surprised. I think Pokemon is probably going to happen too.
It's going to happen. It's just when.